Guys, we got another lock from Danby123. This is a Corbin. Thank goodness it's not another of those Heinz key systems, but this is a challenge lock, and he's polished it up pretty nicely. Flip it around, it looks like it's around 6 pins, but we're going to count those just to be sure that he didn't put something else in there on us. I don't see any other modifications to this thing. We do have a key, mummied. Nice old, very old. Come on, baby, focus for me. A little stippling in there, pretty cool looking. But let's go ahead and get this thing picked. We hopefully won't need that key. Alright, it is pretty wide open keyway. If you take a look at it, let me zoom in just a little bit here. I do have some warding located. Let me grab a pick and point it out. You got some warding located right here, and there's another big hunk hanging out right there. So it doesn't matter. We still have plenty of room to lever off of that little ledge up into that pretty wide open keyway. I'm going to try to start out with, this is a 23 thousandths from the Praxis kit, the medium hook. And I want to use as thick as a pick as I can possibly use because they give better feedback. And they let you pry on it without bending. And that sometimes is important. All right, let's see what we got here. All right, that ought to work. I'm going to try counterclockwise. Let me get all the way in there first. All right, light tension. And this pick might be a little too thick. Starting to give me some problems here. In fact, I am going to change. I'm going to switch over to the same 23,000, but it's the short hook because I was having trouble getting in there. And that's because it seems like the first pin is the one that's binding. I'm going to go ahead and, well, I thought he was binding, but now he's acting like he wants to be there. All right. That was pin 2. I got a really tiny click on him. That's 2 little clicks and some crunching thrown in for free. Okay, I'm going back to pin 2. He's the only binder. Okay, I'm going back to pin 2. All right, now everybody's springy, so I'm going to go ahead and release that. I'm going to go clockwise this time the way it was intended. I'm trying to beat the system, you know. All right, pin 1 is binding again. And again, he gave a little click and now it's completely springy. That was pin 2. I felt a very slight turn on the core. Okay, I touched something in the back. I'm actually levering off of the left side now because that warding on the right is like a little ski slope. Pick keeps rolling off of it. But I got no choice. I'm going to have to go over there because I don't have the right angle. Okay, that was pin 3. I got another very slight turn of the core. Pin 4 is pretty crunchy. I got a good fault set going. Okay, I got counter rotation on pin 2. And I heard something drop. Probably 3. Okay, there's 3 again. Very crunchy. Okay, I got a good fault set, so now I'm looking for any kind of counter rotation because it's probably a spool or a T-pin. All right, I have counter rotation on pin 4, very slight. And again, I heard something drop. Let me go back and check in the front. See if it was pin 3 again. No, he's good. Okay, that was pin 4 again. I gave him another little touch, and now I got a good fault set going. And again, I'm looking for that feedback. And there it is. I'm on pin 5. Counter rotation. Come on. Can't get a good angle on him. Okay, I'm going back to the medium hook. Give me a little bit higher lift. If I can get under. There we go. I'm under him. Counter rotation. And I heard a lot of stuff drop. Pin 2 again. Got the fault set back. That was pin 3. He had fallen as well. Okay, there's pin 2 again, counter rotation. So he's probably a spool. All right, I got him, but now we lost the fault set. And there we go. Pin 3 was the hold up. All right, let's see what we got in here. See what Dan by 123's got. I do have a key. And come off of that. Hey, well, geez, how easy was that? It just slipped off of there after unwrapping a little bit of the tape. Awesome, awesome bitting. I'm only seeing 5 pins here, but I felt 6 pins, and I counted 6 on the bottom of this thing. Let's see if the key works. Let me zoom this baby out. Okay, it is a little bit sticky. Come on. Come on. There we go. But it does work. So if it works with a key, it can certainly be picked. All right, let's take a look at this bad boy. All right. Okay, perfect. I got one of those. And there it is. All right. I'll take that. Let's turn this bad boy to about 90 degrees. And push him on out. Okay, it is indeed 6 pins. Just on the glance, I don't see any weirdness there. Nothing. It looks like pin 3 is a little larger diameter, but I think that's just the coloration, or pin 4 rather. I think it's because he's shiny. I don't think he's any different. Wow. Okay, well, there's our gatekeeper. Huge. That thing's about 6 feet long. There's another one just like him, pin 3. Pin 4 is a little short guy. Pin 5 is another yardstick. And pin 6 is a long one as well. So pin 6 clearly, see, this is only a 5-pin lock, so we shove it in there like that. Pin 6, that one right there, is riding on the very tip. So the key is a 5-pin key, but you notice that tip of that key just fits in there far enough to push him up to the right angle, or to the right height. Perfect. All right, I don't know if that's the original key or not, though, but it is definitely original Corbin. All right, here we got commercial serrated. It looks like a mushroom. No, it is a spool, but it's an odd-looking one. And pin 3 is a standard. 4 is another commercial serrated. 5 is a commercial spool. And the last one, another commercial spool. Different though, different dimensions to give you a different feel. The springs, actually I'm going to take these out one at a time because these springs do appear different. They're different types of material, it looks like. First one is a steel pin or steel spring. Number 2, in fact, this follower, I got to tell you, this follower is not the right one. I'm surprised we didn't have a major disaster before now. He's not the right one either. Let me get the right one here. That is the right one. Should have seen that coming. These older locks, sometimes you got to be careful. More careful than me, obviously. All right, that next spring does not want to come out of there. So let me get my magnetic probe and force him. Another steel pin. Come over there. Okay, number 3 is a tiny little steel spring. Number 4 is a brass one. I can see that from here. Little thin one. 5 is not coming out. All right, I'm going to reverse the follower and attack him from the other end. These last two are both brass. If you can see those guys, but they're both brass. So let's take out this guy. Let's take out number 6 first. And then the last one. Oh, I said brass. I mean copper, guys. Sorry. I know I'll get 1,000 complaints about that. Here's another one. It is a lot smaller, and this is some kind of alloy. He's not actually copper. And that should be it inside of there. All right, let me see if we got any weirdness. Nothing that I see. Everything here looks normal. It probably could have been tapped by going in from the bottom. And in fact, when I look at this one, pin 4 looks a little larger than the rest of them. I kind of suspected that that was going to be the case, but I'm just not seeing it inside of here. Let's look at the core real quick. Absolutely nothing, guys. No threading, no countermilling, no undercutting, no nothing. So the whole trick was in the pinning itself. All right, here's what we're looking at. On the bottom, we had some very, let me get that key again, some very bizarre pinning to fit these cuts. So min, max, there's your minimum, maximum, min, max, and so forth. Except number 6, which had to ride on the tip of the key. On the top, we had basically 2 serrateds and 3 spools. Now take a look at the spools. This will give you different feels as well. Notice that one is different from this little guy, which is shorter than this guy right here. So a lot of thought went into both the springs and in the giving different feedback from the different spools. Anyway, fellas, there you go. Dave by 123's challenge lock. Appreciate it, Dan, sorry. Dan by 123. Appreciate it, Dan. Everybody else, stay safe, guys. Stay legal.